Good morning to all of you. So today we'll start with the chapter matter. So we all are very much familiar about this topic matter, and we are studying this matter since many classes now. So in this chapter we are going to explain how we get the different states of the matter using the kinetic theory of the matter. So first of all, let's discuss the contents. First, kinetic theory of matter, then explanation of states of matter on the basis of kinetic theory of matter, change of state, explanation of melting on the basis of kinetic theory, effect of pressure on melting. Then we will explain the boiling on the basis of kinetic theory, effect of pressure on boiling, effect of impurities on boiling, then explanation of sublimation and deposition on the basis of kinetic theory, explanation of evaporation, factors affecting evaporation, and the various applications of the evaporation. So these are the contents that we are going to discuss in this chapter. So let's start. First of all, matter. As we already knew that anything that has some mass and occupies some space is called matter. So matter consists of very small particles called atom. So regarding the matter, we already knew everything, okay, a thing or even the human beings or even the water, whatever we can see, okay, that all the things are known as the matter because they have some mass and they occupies some space. Now we know that matter consists of very small particles called atoms. An atom does not exist independently in the nature, whereas a molecule is formed after combination of the atoms. So what is molecule? It is an aggregate of two or more atoms in a definite arrangement held together by the chemical bond. So here you can see few atoms, few molecules are there. Hydrogen molecule, then molecule of water, molecule of ammonia is there, then molecule of methane is there. So in this, two or more atoms are held together by a chemical bond and they are having a definite arrangement. Now the molecules are of three types: monatomic, diatomic and polyatomic. Mono, as the name states, mono means single. So monatomic molecules are those which consist of a single atom. For example, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon and etc. So many molecules are there. Then regarding the diatomic molecules, dia means two. So in mono, it consists of single atom. Diatomic molecules are those which consist of two atoms of the same or different elements. For example, hydrogen gas, see H2 is there, that means two atoms of hydrogen, two atoms of oxygen, two atoms of chlorine. Then carbon monoxide, it consists of carbon as well as oxygen. Then hydrochloric acid, it consists of hydrogen and chlorine and etc. Then polyatomic molecules are those which consist of more than two atoms of same or different elements. For example, ozone, okay, its formula is O3. Then phosphorus, its formula is P4. Here four atoms are there. Then sulfur, S8, it consists of 8 atoms of sulfur. Water, carbon dioxide, sodium bicarbonate, etc. This list can never be exhaustive as still there are innumerous molecules that mankind needs to discover. So there are so many polyatomic molecules which exist in the nature. So like here you can see, these are the monoatomic molecules. It consists of only single atom. Then these are the diatomic molecules. It consists of two atoms of same or different types. And then polyatomic molecules, molecules of three or more atoms of same or different types. Now these are our three states of matter: solids, liquids and gases. Few examples of solids you can see in this picture: hat, pencil, skateboard, table, snow, bicycle, apple, computer, tree house. Okay, they all are solids and you already knew why they are known as the solids. Then regarding the liquids, water, milk, drink, juice, rain, hot chocolate, and so on. And in gases, wind, air, hot air balloon, steam, fog, and so on. So these are the few examples of the gases. Now we will start with the new topic, that is kinetic theory of the matter. So what's the kinetic theory of matter? It's a theory that helps explain difference between the states of matter. Okay, so far we know that whenever we are distinguishing between the three states of matter, we are talking about the intermolecular force of attraction, then intermolecular distance. In this context, we will discuss the different states of matter based upon the kinetic theory of the matter. Now, the kinetic theory of the matter states matter is made up of constantly moving molecules or atoms. Okay, that means in any state of matter, whether molecules or atom, they are constantly moving or they are in the random motion. Now, under the kinetic theory of the matter, solid particles are so close to each other that they only vibrate in place. That means they have no actual movement because of very less intermolecular space. Under the kinetic theory of the matter, liquid particles have more space to move in comparison to the solids, but there is still an attraction between them. So liquid particles can move from their place, but still there is a force of attraction between them. Whereas under the kinetic theory of the matter, gas particles are far apart and move around because the attraction is so low that it can be disregarded. Okay, so we know that in case of the gases, the intermolecular force of attraction is very less, and the gases can occupy entire space in which it has been kept. So that is why we can say that the force of attraction can be disregarded. Substance can change into different phases of the matter and then they can come back to that original state. Now the question is, why does this happen? First, we need to know about what is kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is energy of motion. Thermal energy is total kinetic energy of all of our substances, atoms and molecules, as we knew that each and every state of the matter is made up of small atoms or molecules. And now just we have studied that in case of any substance, the atoms or molecules are constantly moving. So when they are constantly moving, that means there is a change in temperature or there is an increase in temperature. Like if you rub your hands together, then you feel a certain amount of heat that has been produced. So due to that constant motion, the thermal energy is released, and that thermal energy is the total and kinetic energy of all the substances of atoms and molecules. Then matter can change into different phases because the exchange of thermal energy between a substance and the environment. Okay, and whenever there is an exchange of thermal energy you can consider as the heat. Okay, so whenever there is an exchange of heat between a substance, so it always takes place between a substance and the environment. Forces that hold substances in one phase are overcome with the addition of energy. That means whenever suppose we want to change the state from, then we have to either add some energy or we have to either remove some energy, and how it will affect the change of state, that we will discuss. So now we can conclude that thermal energy increases as temperature increases and is also increases as kinetic energy increases. Similarly, temperature, as temperature increases, kinetic energy increases. So as temperature increases, thermal energy increases. Then regarding the kinetic energy, motion increases as temperature increases and kinetic energy increases as thermal energy increases. So now we will discuss the various states of the matter based upon the kinetic theory of the gases. So first of all, let's discuss what is kinetic theory of matter. So there are few postulates of kinetic theory of the matter. First of all, the particles of matter are in continuous random motion called Brownian motion. Hence, they possess kinetic energy. So, as the particles are continuously moving, so they must have some energy, and that is known as kinetic energy. Then kinetic energy of molecules increases with increase in temperature, as we have discussed in the previous slide, and decreases with the decrease in temperature. So whenever there is an increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of the molecules increases. Then molecules of matter always attract each other, and the force of attraction between them is known as force of cohesion, which binds the molecules of a substance together. Okay, so whenever we are seeing a perfect shape, or when we say that solids have the perfect volume, it is due to the large force of attraction, and that force of attraction is known as force of cohesion. So force of cohesion exerts between or acts between the molecules of the same kind. That is why they are having the same some definite shape. Like here you can say that due to the force of cohesion, water drops stick to each other. Now this force is maximum between the molecules of the solid, because solids have a definite shape. Then it is lesser between the molecules of liquid, and it is least between the molecules of the gases. So we can say that solids have a definite shape because of the large force of cohesion. Similarly, if there is a force of attraction between the different types of molecules, that is known as force of adhesion. Like whenever you are drinking the water in the glass, so you must have seen some water always left inside the glass, or at the boundary, or at the bottom. Why it is so happen? It is due to the force of adhesion, because there is a force of attraction which acts between the water drops and between that surface of the glass. Also, you must have used the adhesives like Fevicol to stick two things together, like two papers if you want to stick. Now why these two papers are sticking with each other? Again, due to the force of adhesion between those Fevicol molecules and the molecules of the paper. So this is known as the force of adhesion. So if there is no force of adhesion, then there is two substances never stick to each other. Now the force of attraction between the molecules is called intermolecular force of attraction, that we already knew. The space between any two consecutive molecules is called intermolecular space. If the intermolecular force of attraction increases, the intermolecular space decreases. Like in this case, solids are there, so this is known as the intermolecular space. In case of this is the intermolecular space, so here you can see the space between the liquid molecules or particles is larger than the space between the solids, and it becomes largest when we talk about the gases. See, this is the intermolecular space between the two particles of the, or two molecules of the gases, so it is the largest one. Okay, now we will explain the states of matter based upon the kinetic theory of the matter. So first is solids. So in case of solids, molecules are very tightly packed and have least intermolecular space between them. The intermolecular force of attraction holds the molecules at one place with very small vibrations. Molecules cannot move easily from their positions because their kinetic energy is low and are not enough to let them break away from their mutual force of attraction. Therefore, solids have a definite shape and volume and are not compressible. For the same reason, they do not flow or diffuse. So, as we already knew that intermolecular space is very small in case of the solids, and these particles of solids are held together by the very strong intermolecular force, or now we know that it is also known as force of cohesion. Because of this, their kinetic energy is very low and they cannot move easily from their positions. So that this is why the solids have a definite shape and volume and they are not compressible. Compressible means whenever you exert the force, then its shape changes. So you can see that suppose if you have a wooden block and you apply some force with your hand, then it will not change. So we can say it is not compressible. For the same reason they do not flow. We already knew that solids do not flow or diffuse. Diffuse means if you put two solids together and you apply the force, then they will not intermix with each other. Okay, diffuse means intermixing of two substances. So that is the reason, because the particles are held at their place at the with the very strong intermolecular force, so they do not flow and they do not diffuse. Also solids are rigid. Rigid means whenever the force is applied, then their shape and size never changes. And hard, and are difficult to break because of the strong force of attraction between the molecules. So solids, we already knew that it is difficult. Suppose you have suppose a piece of wood, then it will be difficult for you to break. You have to apply large amount of force in order to break it. Why? Because of the strong force of attraction between the molecules. Like these are the few examples of solid. So this is a piece of metal. Now we can easily see that its particles are very close to each other and there is a very strong intermolecular force of attraction, and the kinetic energy of the particles is very low. Then comes the liquids. Molecules are less tightly packed in liquids and attract each other with a lesser force as compared to solids, but not enough to make liquids compressible. Okay, liquids are also not very compressible, but in case of the liquids, molecules are less tightly packed and the force of attraction is little bit lesser than as comparison to force of attraction in case of the solids. They do not stay at the same position as the intermolecular force of attraction between them is less. Now, why this state is so? Like, depending upon the kinetic energy of the matter, kinetic theory of the matter, the kinetic energy of the particles is more in liquids as compared to solids, and the particles are not bound to any fixed position. Now what does it means? See, whenever you pour a liquid inside a vessel, then you must have seen the liquid occupies its own space and it will occupies the boundaries. So whatever is the shape of the container, liquid will having the same type of shape. Why? Because they move around freely at random throughout the liquid. However, they do not have enough kinetic energy to break out of the boundary of the liquid mass. Like it is always having one surface that we know as top. So but liquid will not flow out by itself until unless you fill that glass up to the brim. Otherwise it will be held there. So we can say that kinetic energy is not enough to break out of the boundary. This is the reason that liquids do not have the definite shape. Okay, liquids do not have the definite shape, but they can flow or diffuse freely. Okay, whenever you take the two liquids and if they are miscible with each other, miscible means if they can be mixed with each other. For example, if you take juice and water, so if you mix these two liquids, then it can easily mix with each other. So again they can diffuse freely, but they have definite volumes. Definite volume means whether you take a circular jar, whether you take a cylindrical jar, and both are having the same capacity of suppose 1 liter, so they both will contain the liquid 1 liter only. Okay, the volume does not change whenever you change the vessel. Okay, volume will always remain the same, but the liquids can flow easily or they can diffuse freely. Like here, this is the water. So in this, particles of the water are very far apart, so they can move easily inside this glass, but this is the level up to which they can reach. Okay, they cannot escape from the surface although their kinetic energy is more in comparison to solid, but it is lesser in comparison to the gases. Then comes the gases. In the gases, the molecules are very loosely packed and the force of attraction is least as compared to solids and the liquids, that we already knew. Now the kinetic energy between the molecules are high enough to let them break away from any boundaries and they are free to move around in random motion. So like whenever we are sitting in a room, so oxygen is a gas that we already knew. So we can take the oxygen from any part of the room. So we can say that oxygen is present at each and every part of the room. Why? Because its molecules are very loosely packed and its molecules can easily free to move, and in whatever container they have been shipped, they can change their shape and volume easily, and also they can be compressed to fill any container like petroleum gas that we are using. So petroleum gas is actually compressed and filled in the cooking gas cylinders which we use in our kitchen to cook food. So kinetic energy in case of the solids is very less, that is why particles do not break away from their surface. In case of the liquids, it is more than solids, but it is lesser than the liquids, so they can occupy all the points inside the container. Whereas in case of the gases, kinetic energy is maximum, so they can easily break away from the boundaries and they can move around in the space in a random motion. Okay, so this is the gas inside the volume. So whenever you fill the gas inside this volume, it will occupy each and every point inside this balloon, and suppose if there is a leakage, then can easily flow out. Why? Because the molecules of the gases are very loosely packed, and due to which it will occupy each and every point inside the volume. So let's summarize the kinetic theory in different states. Kinetic theory explains the difference between the three states of matter. In solids, the particles have low kinetic energy and they are held together by intermolecular forces of attraction. In liquids, the particles have more kinetic energy to stretch the intermolecular force of attraction, whereas in gases, the particles have enough kinetic energy to break all intermolecular forces of attraction. So these are the general properties of solid, liquid and gas. Mass: solids have definite mass, liquids and gases also definite mass. Solids have the definite shape, liquid acquire the shape of the container, gases acquire the shape of the container. Volume: definite and gases have indefinite volume. Compressibility: solids not possible, liquids almost negligible, gases highly compressible. Fluidity: it is not possible, liquids can flow, gases can flow. Solids are highly rigid, liquids are less rigid, gases are not possible. Then solids very slow diffusion or almost no diffusion, liquids fast and gases very fast. Intermolecular spaces highest in case of the lowest in case of the gas solids, less closely packed in liquids, and it is maximum in case of the gases. Then interparticle force is strongest in solids, slightly weaker than solids, and gases it is negligible. Okay, so this is it for today. In the next video we will discuss about the remaining topics. Till then you just read the chapter and understood the concept that has been discussed in your book. Thank you.